Hello again, I'm Paddy from Creative Media. I'm rather dropping my production values today because I'm going to do some sewing and I'm not going to try and raise anyone's expectations by high quality video and sound either. I like this shirt, but as you can see there's a bit of room for growth and I'd like it to be more of a slim fit, and I figure I can do that by removing a kind of triangle from this side and from this side and then joining the seam up again with a sewing machine, which I have got. I've got the sewing machine, I've got some scissors, so let's see what I can do. This is the reason why you shouldn't work on the floor. Anyway, I'll see what I can do. Maybe this cat will move. I haven't got any proper measuring gear with me, but I'm going to use this lid to do my measurements. What I've done is I have lined up the seam on either side with itself. I've turned the whole shirt inside out. It's always best to work from the inside because when I actually do the sewing, I'll be sewing the inside, so the outside will look not quite that good, but a bit like that. The cat's back. Right, so I'll line up those two. I'm hoping I can do one cut on both sides and save a bit of time. Yes, I'm going to use this lid to measure, and I'm going to mark it with a pen. So I'm going to start there and there, and I'm going to stop my cut up around here, and it might be a bit bunched around the arm, but hopefully I'll get away with it. Now, can I find anything straight? Fans of my penny whistle videos will hate me for this, but this is the nearest straight thing I can find. It's the most expensive ruler ever. Okay, so let's draw down there. And the same for here. There's proper stuff called tailor maker's chalk for this, but I've got, actually it's a paw print stamp. How brilliant is a pen. Okay, let's try the cutting. Make sure there's no rucks on the top of the bottom or it'll go a bit wonky. And there are proper scissors for doing this as well. These are not proper scissors. Fabric scissors are kind of flat and you can cut very straight and they're great. Okay, and I'll do what I can with the seam at the bottom when I've done the rest of it, or at the same time possibly. Ooh, here goes, making a cut in my favourite, not my favourite shirt, but I do like the shirt quite a lot. I'll be disappointed if I ruin it. I don't have to be perfectly straight, because I can tidy that up later, but I don't want to go too far. Thank you. That's Lucinda, the tortoiseshell cat, in case you were wondering. This is going to be very makeshift because I'm realising I've not really planned for the overlap properly here. Because when I sew, I'm going to need to overlap the two bits to make a seam. But that's kind of the idea, and let's see if that works. So when I sew, I'm going to sew like that and leave a bit of an overlap. I'll probably go up and down, maybe twice. And then that will make the whole shirt thinner, narrower and slimmer fitting. And from the other side it should look kind of like that when it's sewn, so hopefully not too bad. But the moment of truth is the sewing machine. Next. I've made a bit of a mistake here. You know my tip earlier about doing both sides at once with the cuts. I meant to cut up to here, but I've ended up cutting up about 2 inches off. So if you do cut both sides at once, make sure the top and the bottom line up properly, because I've really made a mess with that. I've got all this, I meant to cut all this bit out. But I'll see what I can do, and I'll hope nobody's actually looking at my armpits too much and they might not notice the mess up here. Okay, I'm ready to sew. I've put some pins in the seam because that's going to help it stay together, and I might need to repin that a bit, make it line up properly. Nothing worse than missing the seam, is there? Okay, and I'm going to take this slowly because I don't do this very often. In fact, this is the first time I've done anything like this to a shirt. So let's see what we can do. Amazing things, sewing machines, particularly if you hate hand sewing as much as me. When they actually work, they're amazing. Okay, that's going alright. Try and keep it straight. Let's move that one out before it gets sewn up. Careful. If you've got any sewing tips that you can give me, then do let me know. More pins. And what I've done here at the bottom is I've unpicked some of the seam, and I'm going to sew not all the way down to about there, I think, and then I can fold the seam over at the end and sew it up. Try and make that line up. Okay, and always go forward and backwards a bit at the end of a sewing job. That's amazing, that's stayed together. I'm just running along the same seam now with a finer setting on the sewing machine, so a shorter stitch length and a narrower stitch width, just to make this seam stronger. And I can do this a lot quicker now, and without the pins, because it's all stitched together. It feels a lot easier. Makes me feel like I'm actually able to sew. Oh, I'm going a bit wonky now. I spoke too soon. This one's going everywhere. I'll go backwards again. I don't know why it is that it's mainly women that seem to be into sewing and sewing machines and stuff, rather than men, because a sewing machine is like the ultimate macho thing. There's no girly safety guard there. This is like a stainless steel hardened spike zooming up and down hundreds of times a minute. It's like super macho, but still. And it's no oil involved as well, so you have clean hands at the end, so this is great. More men, get on your sewing machines, it's fun. Anyway, I'm going to sort out this seam at the bottom. It's meant to look like that, and so I'd better sew a bit more up and down first, like so. There we go. Then can I, maybe I can keep going. No, it won't. I'll take that out. That's done, and not perfect, but not bad. And that was pretty quick as well. Now let's try it on. Time for the big reveal. These reveals on the internet are usually more impressive, aren't they? Well, this seam here isn't awful. It's not, I mean, it's not up to scratch for proper sewing people, but it's staying together and it doesn't look terrible. Let's look at the other side where I made more of a mistake around the armpit. And I'll need to iron this as well. That's not bad, really. I mean, yeah, if you knew, you'd know, which I know. And this seam here is a bit of a mess. It's a kind of double seam. But for a kind of scruffy shirt, which is what this is, it's not bad. Now, it's a very hot day today, but for you, I'm going to put this shirt on top of my other one and not reveal my rest of me. I just hope I'm thin enough to fit inside the new slimmer shape. Ooh. Certainly is a lot slimmer. Ooh. I rather like that. It's got enough stretch to give me some movement. That's why I wasn't super accurate about the measurements, but I'm rather pleased with that. Yes, yes. In fact, it reveals that I'm not quite as slim as I thought it was. Hold it in. Great. Job done, and that took me 30 minutes, 40 minutes from start to finish, from having the idea to actually wearing the shirt. And I'm bad at sewing, as you can see, so if you're good at this, well, you don't really need to watch this video. Anyway, thanks for watching, and enjoy being creative in all kinds of ways and reusing, recycling and making the most of life.